Good morning. We are promoting our library cards this month for September. And one of the things that you might not think about whenever you're going to cook something, you might go online because it's so much easier and you get the recipe, but you don't get the background story. And so in our library, we have various wonderful cookbooks. You can find out where the recipes came from, if they're a family handed down recipe. One story that I like, that one of the recipe books that we have is Edna Lewis, and she was one of our first Southern cooks, and she was doing a special catering in New York, and she was afraid that they would not have the ingredients that she had demanded that be the very top quality and had her name on it. So she actually boxed everything up, blackberries for her blackberry cobbler and other ingredients, and put them in boxes and took them on the train all the way to New York so she would have the correct ingredients that she wanted. And stories like that and family stories of recipes are really neat. Today I am going to be doing a tortilla omelet wrap. It's something that's nice for breakfast, and there's a lot of different varieties that you can do with it. And then I'm going to do kind of a take on a chicken salad that is part of the Patrick family that I married into. And there's a joke about that that I will tell you in a few minutes. But to start, because we don't have a stove kitchen here in the library, I've got an electric skillet, but then I have a smaller pan inside that will hold the tortillas. So what we do to start is we start with our eggs. And we're going to do several eggs. So we get an omelet going. We'll start with 3. And we'll get those just whipped up a little bit, just like you would for scrambled eggs or any other kind of omelet. Okay, and we're going to add in some salt to taste. A bit of pepper. And then we're going to put in some parsley. We have some fresh parsley. You can also use dry parsley. Does not matter. And this is one of those recipes that you can make to your family's taste. The original recipe that I had come across used tomato paste as kind of the glue for the tortilla. Family wasn't that crazy about that idea, so what we did is we used cheese, which is just as good as the glue. Okay, now I'm going to put some butter. And this is a butter that has some olive oil mixed into it. Put that in the pan. And just enough for the first omelet, so about half of that ingredient. And let it set. That's not going to take very long. Okay, and as the eggs start to set, then what I'm going to do is, these are some fresh mushrooms, and they're a little bit thick for this recipe. So we're going to just slice them in half so that they're not, or slice them a little bit thinner so that they'll cook a little bit faster. Now this is the place where you can use your own family's taste. You can put in mushrooms, put in black olives, you can put in cheese, you can put in a little bit of ham chopped up, put in some cooked bacon. This can be a tortilla wrap for lunch. It can be a tortilla wrap for breakfast. Now I'm going to put, the eggs are just now starting to set. So I'm going to gently lay the mushrooms in. Just a tiny bit on this. And then I have some black olives. My goodness. Oh, it's just about done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put in the cheese. Now this, if you were using the tomato paste, you would put the tomato paste on the tortilla. But here we're going to go ahead and just put the cheese on so that it can become the glue. All around, like everybody else in my family, they like cheese. And then you take the tortilla, and you lay the tortilla on there, and you kind of mush it down. Just press it down so that it sticks. And then we're going to flip it over so that we can turn it over onto the tortilla. Let it brown. Take just a couple minutes. We'll make some of these for the girls here at the library. Now, sure that it's done. Of course, with your skill on your stove, of course, it's going to be a little bit easier to regulate your heat. See if that's, well, it's getting there. Let's see if I can slide it out of here without losing half of it. There we go. Okay. And just as it starts to cool, see if you can see this. There's the egg with all of the goodies. And then what you're going to do is, while this is hot, be very careful now, roll it up and let it sit so that it can cool. That mushroom just didn't want to be in there. And as it cools, then you can cut it in half. You can put these in the refrigerator for the children when they get home from school. So, and like I said, you can put anything in there. It's just a nice little snack, great for breakfast, quick. I mean, it took just a few minutes to do. Okay, so next we're going to do a very quick chicken salad. Let's see, all of our goodies over here. Made the parsley. Have some chicken. Here. And while I'm getting all of this put together on the counter, people that do these cooking shows have a crew to do that, and they cut it and start it again. Okay, the story about our family chicken salad. My mother-in-law was a sweetheart, but she also was extremely opinionated. And anybody that worked with her, she worked as at the nursing home, and she was forever raising money to buy chairs or a piano or something that she felt that the residents of the nursing home needed. And she was not shy about going to the say the sheriff's office or one of the clubs here and say, I want to have a fish cookout for my residents, and you will be there Wednesday. She didn't ask, she just told them when they were supposed to be there. That was the way Miss Grace was. She happened to be at one of my sister-in-law's house, and my sister-in-law asked her if she would like some chicken salad for lunch. And being Miss Grace, she said, well, honey, I like good chicken salad. So that has now become our Patrick thing of whether we make good chicken salad. One of the recipes that we have, you can get rotisserie chicken, just leftover chicken. This just happens to be so that we could do this quickly here at the library. We got some canned white meat chicken. Works just as well because you're going to kind of pump it up a little bit. And what I've done is I've gone and chopped up all our goodies. Take some raisins, put them in hot water, and let them soak for a few minutes so that they plump up and they're nice and soft. So we put in some raisins. Chop up some pecans. Toss those in there. We like pecans. We get our pecans from a warehouse in Metter. It's just so lovely to live down here where you can have access to that kind of thing. Some chopped up celery. Add in there. Now, I'm not crazy about raw onion, so I don't put onion in mine. You can, like it, add it. Some fresh parsley. And I have here, I've got a couple that I haven't cut up. We put in some grapes. You can put in Greek grapes and the red grapes, seedless leaves. Put the grapes in there, give some a little bit of sweetness. And something else that we do is we put in some grated apple. And that also gives you the apple juice and another dimension of the sweetness. You can put in, if you're doing this for a large crowd, you could put in 2 different kinds of apple. You could put in a tart green apple if you wanted a little bit of different flavor, or you could put in just a sweet apple. Depends on what's in season. You want something that's crisp and juicy. Add in there. This little grater is just the neatest little thing. That was years ago. Right. And there's our grated apple. And the only thing left now is what spice you want to put in there. I put a little bit of just regular yellow mustard. Get it open today. Just a tiny bit, not too much. And our mayonnaise. You can eyeball the mayonnaise and you can always add more. Okay, and then you just stir that up. You're going to have lovely chicken salad that you can put on crackers. Of course, you can make sandwiches. You can put it on lettuce and just eat it as a salad on a hot day. But it has a little bit of a sweet flavor to it and kind of sweet and savory at the same time. So this is something that it's always nice to have family recipes that you pass down. I treasure the recipes that I have from my grandmother, and we have things that I was raised in Alaska, so we had special recipes with Alaska king crab and some of the salmon recipes. My grandmother actually smoked her own salmon, and it was absolutely breathtaking. So everyone has kind of a family recipes, and that's some of the nice things about the books that we have, or cookbooks that we have, is that they tell you the background as well. And that's not just the cookbooks. There's so many wonderful things, biographies, all of the great things that we have here at the library, books for children that explain things that are both the fiction and the nonfiction, science, things that the children can read. So come by the library and have a card put out have a card registered for you, and just enjoy. And we thank you, and come back to see us again. Bye-bye.